Bill Gates has recently released a statement through CNBC, quote, "Within 10 years, AI will replace many doctors and teachers. Humans won't be needed for most things." Now, this is coming from the same man who ran a pandemic simulation in 2015 on how an unknowing public should prepare for a future outbreak. I'll let you connect the dots on the validity of his foresight. He then continues stating, AI over the next decade, specialized expertise will become free, commonplace, great medical advice, great tutoring. The world is entering a new era of free intelligence. The result will be a rapid advances in AI-powered technologies that are accessible and touch nearly every aspect of our lives, from improved medicines and diagnoses to widely available AI tutors and virtual assistants. While Gates' AI stance may seem semi-optimistic, proven to be both scary yet opportunistic, people, especially teachers, will need to see the writing is on the wall, which could read trouble for human educators. Artificial intelligence has inched its way into our lives, where its integration is similar to the iPhone. Now, for those of us on the go with no time to write emails or cook dinner for our children, ChatGPT prompts are a game changer in achieving quicker automation. While such things may seem innocent, we slowly are outsourcing our power in exchange for speed, convenience, and perceived efficiency, to the point where we don't realize that we have allowed ourselves to be replaced. In the past, I was of the mind that AI couldn't or wouldn't replace teachers, but I also didn't completely rule it out because I wasn't so sure about the how. But this innovative school in Austin, Texas has persuaded me otherwise, to the point where I'm almost shaking in my loafers.
Isn't what comes to mind when you think of an average school day. Kids breathing fire,
Find a spot for your foot.
climbing a rock wall, and even learning the art of grilling. But for students at the Alpha School in Austin, Texas, this is no field day.
Goes up!
Here, K through 12th graders are proudly cutting classes, spending just 2 hours a day learning math, science, reading, and writing, all with the help of an AI tutor and without a single teacher.
Morning launch time.
Mackenzie Price is the co-founder of Alpha School and its 2-hour learning program.
This is a school without teachers.
We have no teachers at our schools. Can you believe that?
The Educators are a suite of AI-powered apps that gamify lessons, monitor progress, and with the help of eye tracking, keep tabs on students' attention span.
Who's teaching you?
I think the app is teaching me, but I'm also teaching myself.
All as adult guides, many of which have never been teachers, look on without interfering with their robot counterparts.
Are you comfortable having guides in the classroom that don't necessarily know the core curriculum?
It's okay that our guides aren't experts in physics or math or whatever they're doing. They are experts in their students.
It almost sounds like the guides here are told, you're here to lead the kids to AI.
Our guides are not allowed to teach. They are coaching students to become self-driven learners.
Price says the AI tutor personalizes lessons for each student, allowing them to learn class material in half the time, and according to data from Alpha, score in the 90th percentile on standardized tests in most grade levels.
This one's a little unusual.
It all comes as students nationwide grapple with AI's role. While some critics say it's too soon to know if the tech's having a positive effect in classrooms, one study found generative AI tutors can sometimes inhibit learning if students become too reliant on the tool.
How do you make sure that the AI that is teaching kids is doing what it's supposed to be doing?
We have a lot of guardrails in place to make sure that kids are not dealing with some of the issues that come with what we hear about with AI.
Still, at Alpha, where tuition costs $40,000 a year, academics are just the beginning.
Now, peep this. This school has branded itself as a school without teachers. And why? Because an intangible synthetic life form conceptualized behind a screen has come of all of that. The truth is that we have been discreetly headed this way, intentionally or unintentionally, but explaining how is a bit hard to pull off. With the rise of advanced tech and robotics and artificial intelligence, the utopia our overlords have been clamoring for can finally reach its realization. Since we're talking about Texas, if you look at the expectations for teachers through its T-Test rating system, the highest achievement a teacher can achieve is, believe it or not, when the teacher is out of the picture. Oh, the irony. They call this students' responsibility for their learning, where they are teaching themselves and others. Now, any good invested teacher wants their students to achieve mastery of a discipline where the student's hand does not require holding. And yet, we're at an ethical crossroad, or a moral quandary, if you will, that begs the question, does it have to be a human doing it? I mean, people come with complexities and baggage, our biases, personal drama, illnesses, defects, all sorts of shortcomings and sins that get in the way of the number one objective, teaching kids. And here's another thing you may not realize. Too many districts are gravitating towards scripted lessons where the human teacher is very restricted in placing their spin on the material or utilize their God-given creativity. Now, I imagine this is to minimize the margin of error that comes with a person's beliefs and moral standing. It's a very difficult thing to be absolutely objective in our approach. I mean, we're only human after all. To make sure districts are getting as close to accurate results as possible, scripted curriculum is the way with little to no wiggle room to go off script. Two, I'm guessing everyone in the subject department remains consistent and unanimously on code. This is where I see the writing on the wall, combined with what national rating systems are requiring of teachers, which is not requiring that they be there at all in order to reach the mountaintop of what is perceived as an outstanding teacher. To cut costs, mitigate all nonsense, I believe this offset school is more of a pilot initiative secretly posing as a school of AI innovation. It is an unofficial foreshadowing in public education's version of your own nothing and be happy, if you will. And don't think for 1 second that other districts are not closely monitoring how well this supposedly teacherless classroom is operating for its success, which could very well be our extinction. Which means teachers may need to start looking at exit plans, or at minimum build a skill set on the side to continue raising your value and remaining relevant in this job market. And if you so desire to do that, I suggest these two videos: 8 digital careers for teachers who want to leave, and the second one being 3 teacher skills used to switch careers, as these are good to cut through the question of where do I start if you do plan on exiting. Now, teachers must understand that they do gain good experience, even if it was for a short time clawing at the whiteboard. Now, I'm not so sure if there is a such thing as future-proofing yourself, but it is still vital that you know how to add value to the market, as humans are always the well we give and draw from. On the flip side, this is an off-the-wall recommendation, but if you have not played Detroit Become Human, which is originally on PS4, if you have a PS5, get it there. I highly advise you, at bare minimum, watch at least a video essay and analysis on its story and messaging, as it is highly relevant to the time we have entered dealing with robotics and AI. But of course, you will receive a more enriching experience if you play the game firsthand.